Okay everyone, George Packard, and today I want to talk a little bit about good debt versus bad debt. What is debt? Debt generally is money that is owed or due. An example of bad debt would be buying a boat. For example, it doesn't make any money. Okay, buying a snowmobile doesn't make you any money. Buying a new truck doesn't make you any money. That's an example of bad debt. An example of good debt could be taking out a loan for a new business. Okay, something that's going to make you money. That would be an example of good debt. All right, let's talk about renting for a minute. So let's say that you rent a house, okay, and you pay $800 a month rent on that house. After 20 years, you basically have nothing to show for it. Okay, nothing to show for it. Now, it's not that you went into debt here because you didn't buy anything. So you rented. When you rented, you gave your money to someone else. Okay? Now what could you have done? Here's what you could have done. Now if you would have bought a house, then after say 20 years, you would own something of value. You went to the bank, you got debt on that house. You borrowed the money for the house. But after 20 years, you own that house. Get it? Now you have something of value. In 20 years from now, that house is going to be worth a lot of money. I see this all day long, and I'd like to get the point across to you guys. One of the best things you can do, in my opinion, is to go buy a house. Okay? To have that debt. For many reasons. All right? I see guys all day long that are renting, and they rent for years. They're throwing their money away. You're paying someone else. Okay? What might be a good investment for you is to buy a house that you could fix up, get it dirt cheap, and turn around and rent it. And if the going rent in your area is $800 a month, and you can get this house for next to nothing and get it fixed up good, you know, buy a foreclosure or something like that. Now, and again, I'm not hugely into the real estate deal, but I will tell you that there are things you can do. And I know plenty of people that are out there making money on houses, and they do this. And they'll turn them and they'll rent them. Okay, I know one guy that's got like 35 properties that he rents out. Okay, he gets them in foreclosures, slaps some paint on them, starts renting them out. Okay, so let's say your payment at the bank is probably $500 or $600 a month. Well, if he's renting that for $800, he's making $300 a month on that property. And that's just an example. He could be making more, he could be making less, but you get the general idea. All right, so here's why I believe buying a house is a good debt to have. Number one, it's a tax write-off for you. So any of the interest that you're paying in on that house is a tax write-off. Number two, the inflation will always increase. Okay? Inflation is always going up and up. You never see inflation come down. Okay? It just doesn't happen. Okay? So is the cost of building a house. That's going to go up. That's going to go up tremendously. So I'll give you an example of let's say a Florida house here, okay? So a house that we had purchased in Florida, we had it for 2 years, okay? And in 2 years, after we sold it, okay, we got our asking price for the house, we had made $50,000 more than we paid for the house, okay? That's after paying the interest, okay? After we paid the interest for those 2 years, the payments out of it, we still walked away with a little over $50,000 in the house, all right? So it's 50 grand in equity, okay? Well, was that a good investment? Was that a good debt to have, to go to the bank to borrow the money to get the house? Yep. Because when all was said and done, we made $25,000 a year off that house. Okay, kept it for 2 years, sold it, we made $50,000. Okay, that was a good investment, good debt to have, yes? Okay. Now I'll give you another example of the current place we live in. So our place in Wisconsin here. When it was purchased, many years ago, it was purchased for $55,000. Today, it books out at $250,000. Okay, so that just shows you how the inflation keeps going up. If you were to build this same house today, this same house would probably cost you $400,000 to build. Okay, that just shows you how things go up. You know, the land value goes up, so your real estate is going up, and just the cost to get a builder into your house. I mean, we were just looking at doing an addition on our house, and one guy came in at $250,000, the other guy was $220 some thousand. I mean, just for an addition. So you can see how things are changing and with the inflation and what happens here. That's why I think there can be very good investments in the real estate market. Obviously, there's a lot of guys that have made good money doing it. But here again, I'm sure they don't have the cash flow. They go to the bank and they use the bank as their cash monkey, okay, or their cash mule. They're constantly getting that cash flow, and they're buying. There's guys that are buying houses and flipping them, okay? If you can pick up a house that's dirt cheap, you could probably do the same thing, okay? Another example of good debt could be as simple as borrowing the money to buy a car that you know you could resell for profit. Just a very simple example of good debt. If you knew that that car all day long goes for 10 grand and you got a chance to buy it for 7 grand right now, and you know that you can flip that for 10 grand, that's a great deal, right? You need to be getting to your bank, get the money, get that purchased, and then flip that car as fast as you can, right? Another example of good debt, all right? Now, another example could be, let's see, you go out and you try to get the money from the bank to give you a loan. Get the loan from the bank so that you can buy a business, okay, and get a business started, called business startups, all right? So that could be a good money-making opportunity for you if you know the business is there, going into it. Every business is a risk, no matter what it is. But if you have a real good feel like, hey, there's a niche in that marketplace, we could fill that niche, we're going to go into that, okay? So that might be worth it for you to go to the bank and borrow the money, and I would consider that good debt, okay? Now let's look at bad debt for a minute. One example would be to get a loan to buy all new mowing equipment or to buy a new excavator or a new skid steer, and you have very few clients coming in. You got to make those payments all year round on those things, and if you don't have a lot of clients, a way to pay that off, that could be a problem, could be a bad investment for you, bad debt, okay? Another might be borrowing money for, say, silly things like vacations or for toys or, anything that has to do with losing value, okay? Things that you want versus what you need, okay? Maybe you're borrowing money to buy toys, items that depreciate quickly. I think that's terrible debt to have. I know a lot of guys that go out and they'll buy a snowmobile or a new Harley or a new boat, and they've got a lot of debt on that, okay? And they're going to be paying for that for years. And if they depreciate in value, that's a problem, okay? Not that the Harleys really depreciate much. They all do a little bit. But as soon as you generally take them off the showroom floor, they've already depreciated thousands. So keep that in mind. Another example of bad debt might be buying a brand new truck. And I see this time and time again that people go out there, they buy these brand new trucks and they jack them all up, and they've got 60,000, 50, 60,000 tied into these brand new trucks. When you could go out there and get a used truck that will be just as good as that truck for $40,000 or $30,000, you're not paying on that thing for the next 10 years, So I see that happen all the time. I think of that as a poor investment. I really do. So my advice to you, if you're going to have any debt, then try to make it good debt. Think to yourself, will this debt make me money, which is good debt, or will it cost me money, bad debt? That's it. Simple as that. Good debt, bad debt. Choice is yours. Make the right one.